Welcome back to the channel. I'm your analyst, Mark, and today we're diving deep into the massive chess match that is the summer transfer window. We've got some fascinating updates coming out of Manchester City, Barcelona, and of course Manchester United. These clubs are all making some huge strategic moves, and we're going to break it all down. So, let's get right to it.
All right, first up, let's talk about the champions, Manchester City. You have to wonder, are we quietly witnessing a massive evolution at the Etihad? Is the club getting ready to move on from the very core that brought them all that incredible success? It kind of feels like it.
And this slide really tells the story. On one side, you've got the old guard, John Stones and Bernardo Silva, both 31. And the word on the street is they could be on their way out. But then look at the other side. Who are they looking at? 25-year-old Sandro Tonali and 27-year-old Jules Koundé. See, this isn't just about swapping players. It's a very deliberate move to bring that average age down and pump some new life into the core of the team.
So that leads us to the biggest question of all, right? Is this just a smart strategic refresh? Swapping out a couple of guys in their 30s to stay ahead of the curve? Or is this something way bigger, the start of a full-on rebuild of a legendary squad? Because letting two absolute pillars of your team go in the same window? Wow, that would be a huge statement about where the club is headed long-term.
Now let's switch gears and head over to Spain, because Barcelona is facing a completely different kind of puzzle. They're playing a real high-stakes game this summer, trying to navigate the transfer market with, let's be honest, some serious financial handcuffs on. They need to get stronger, for sure, but the burning question is, how on earth do they pull it off without the cash?
And this table just lays out their whole dilemma perfectly. So they're supposedly leading the pack for Bernardo Silva, which, on a free transfer, would be an absolute masterstroke. But they also want to keep Marcus Rashford permanently. The problem is, their £26 million option to buy him is gone. It's expired. So now they have to go back to the negotiating table with Man United for a whole new fee. So where does the money come from? Well, it might have to come from selling a guy like Jules Koundé. He's 27, he's a fantastic player, and plenty of Premier League clubs would love to have him. Selling him might be the only way they can afford to lock down Rashford. It is an incredibly delicate high-wire act.
The fact that Koundé could be heading to England is the perfect way to get into our next topic, the insane power plays happening all across the Premier League right now. Because a proven, top-level talent like him is exactly what every big club is fighting over, and it's creating this fiercely competitive battleground.
And if you want a perfect example of this, look no further than Denzel Dumfries from Inter. This guy is in demand. The 29-year-old right-back has apparently been offered to, well, just look at this list. Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Chelsea, Spurs, Newcastle, basically a who's who of English football. It just shows you, for these established international stars, it is a seller's market. And all this interest, it's just going to drive the price tag higher and higher for everyone.
Which brings us to Manchester United specifically, because their strategy seems to be coming from all angles. They are clearly trying to overhaul this squad in a big way. Just look at their targets. You've got different layers to it. They've scouted the 23-year-old defender Samuel Dahl over 10 times. They're in that big race for the experienced Dumfries, and they're also chasing a super exciting prospect in 19-year-old winger Yan Diomande. This isn't just about filling a single gap. It's a full-on effort to rebuild for today and for tomorrow.
And mentioning the 19-year-old Diomande is a great segue into our final topic, the massive, high-risk, high-reward hunt for the next global superstar. Clubs are more willing than ever to bet the house on pure, unproven potential.
Just look at this number, £60 million. Let that sink in. That is the reported asking price that Bayer Leverkusen wants for their 19-year-old forward, Christian Kofane, and Arsenal is supposedly watching him closely. That is just an astronomical fee for a teenager. It perfectly shows you the crazy premium that clubs will pay to sign a player they think could be the face of their attack for the next decade. It's a huge, huge gamble, but it's a gamble more and more of the top clubs are willing to take.
So with all these potential deals flying around, I've got to ask you, looking at all these different players and clubs we've talked about, which one transfer do you really want to see go through? Hit that like button and let me know your dream signing down in the comments below.